Hi everyone, so Grace from Maths, and this is going to be the part 3 of the case study for Rambo. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did during the first day after he tried to attack me and he actually beat me. What did I do to try to help him? So I mentioned in my previous video a little bit, after all the incident happened, definitely things go through my thoughts. It's like, can I help this dog? What I can do? And then that's his first day with me. He spent total 4 days with me. So what I could possibly do to help him to even maybe get improvement in 4 days. How we can get the most of that 4 days. And today's day 1. If I can help him, should I just call his parents, please pick up your dog, refer them to somebody else, or I think I can help him, I'm gonna try to help him. So those absolutely went through my mind. And after I put him back to the crate, he obviously physically and mentally extremely exhausted from the incident itself, so he's definitely very tired, okay, but at the same time he's extremely alert and anxious because he's like, oh my gosh, what just happened? So I went to the other room in a way to reset myself. I always tell my clients, if you have extremely bad day, don't handle your dog, especially if your dog have behavioral challenges. I actually have a client right now going through tremendous amount of emotional stress, and her dog is acting out, start attacking other dogs right now. And besides training, one thing for that particular dog is like, it's a very sensitive dog, and the dog itself has challenges. So when the stake is high, the dog start acting out. So part of me is like, okay, I need to reset myself, evaluate what happened, calm myself down, back to neutral, and then to see what I should do. Get my brain back or get my shit together, right? If I don't have my shit together, I cannot help the dog. So after that, I was like, and it's happened to that I happened to gonna have a conference call for about an hour after the incident. So I decided to take the conference call inside the kennel room, which is my office. So I bring a chair there, I hold my phone. I decide to just sit next to the dog. He's in the crate for everybody's safety. Also, dog in my house, I want to let you know, unless it's training or playtime, dogs are crated to create boundaries and respect in my home. So he's in the crate, and I just basically take the call outside the crate. I just next to him for an hour, and he was sitting, sit up position for the entire time. Here's the funny part, not funny, haha funny. The part is like, this is a dog. He's extremely exhausted, but his mind goes through such strong conflicts. He cannot relax. Part of me, I tell my clients, like, he cannot let it go. A part of him also, he never learned how to let it go, what let it go looks like for him. He just hold it up. And he happened to be a part of it. I mentioned have dominant traits that in his mind, in a way, make him even harder to relax and let it go. It's I think in a way, for me to explain, it's almost like he has this pride he has to hold. Okay, I'm in control, I cannot let it go. Oh my gosh, if I let it go, that would be like not cool, right? The other part I mentioned, he's very athletic, physically very strong. So he's been hold up, right? So the entire hour on conference call, he is sitting up. And kind of, I couldn't recall if he's not really staring at me, but he's like, you're there, I cannot let it go. Then I have to leave. So I was gone probably for an hour, 2 hours. I didn't know if he got relaxed at all, but my bet is probably not much. He's still mentally really, really still adrenalized. Okay, he put up a fight, physically tired, and then in a way, I would describe it as that he tried to process what the heck just happened because it didn't go his way. And I think part of it, Larry Cron talk about it, dog actually process things they just learned or experienced over time. So that's why we put the dog back to the crate, let the dog reset and process what just happened. So he's processing like, wow, he in his entire life, he has never encountered a situation like this, that he put on a full-on attack and didn't get what he wanted. Right? He didn't get to get out of that situation, or I didn't back up, right? Back off. The other thing I decided to sit next to him is that I kind of, some people may not believe in this, but for me, my intuition tell me is that I'm gonna be there. You can threatening me, right? Put up a fight, even beat me, but I'm not going away. And you have to learn to cope with that, to accept the fact that I'm here and you have to deal with me. And from coping to acceptance, okay, Grace is here. This house has rules, right? What are the new rules I have to learn that the old game stopped working? Okay. So I was gone for a couple hours. I came back and I was just like, I need to really wait him to relax. This dog is not real relaxing. Okay, he's still sitting up, even though he's extremely tired, but he's not letting it go. That's a little tiny little thing, the little conflicts in his brain or inner mind, like, oh my gosh, he just cannot let it go. So my husband happened to be at home, so I told my husband, I'm gonna go sit with him till he able to let it go. I'm gonna spend that time with him. So I had a chair, I put next to his crate, I sit in the chair, I was playing my cell phone little games and everything. And I actually had a couple recordings that he's fighting sleep, or I may say fighting to relax. He's physically not able to hold himself up, and he's giving me soft eyes or easy eyes. He's like, I'm actually tired and I'm being more temperament-wise a little more soft than attacking. That's right. And she's trying to let it go. Now, this part I explained to the family briefly as well. No one have ever offered or provided what this dog need. That's part of is the time you put in, and the really simple way to say is wait it out. No one have ever done that for him. And I personally believe that's what he need. And later on proved that probably is what he need. He actually improved a lot in just 4 days. Regardless the relationship with me, and he started showing respect. So I just sit outside the crate, and he's still sitting, okay? So part of me just like, okay, I'm just gonna wait you out, because you need to learn. I'm here, you're tired, you have to learn, let it go. And a couple times he's like, give me some stare. I actually talk to him. I teach my clients how to talk to the dog. It's not like, oh, you're okay, or sweet pie. Nothing like that. I actually talk to him. I ask him to give avoidance, or give me a soft eye, give me a blink. He able to comply on all of those, and basically showing me he's doing more avoidance. So I think one of the good video talking about the stages is from a Utah trainer, Heather Beck, IACP conference. She talked about the dog flight, fight, avoidance, and acceptance. And dog will go through in between. So for Rambo, he went to a fight. Okay. He's not much of a flight dog to begin with. So he maybe has slightly flight. The moment you block the flight, he come into fight really quick. So after the fight, he actually went back to flight. Okay, he tried to run upstairs. That's the part I mentioned in my last video that I actually like that part. He instead continued to fight. Right? He actually like, okay, I'm gonna flight now. So then when I wait him out, he's actually showing me more avoidance. And that's before the acceptance, right? Avoidance is a very important part, in my opinion, during rehabilitation for dogs, including the fearful ones, the shy ones, and especially the reactive ones. How to encourage the dog and rewarding those avoidance behaviors. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I know what that means," but it's in certain point, I think during my training with clients, those are pretty. What my mentor Cindy Gehring gonna mention is nuances, and it's not that easy at the beginning when you learn. There's a learning curve what avoidance actually is and what we're rewarding and how we're rewarding that, how we name it. Not going deep on that today. So I was waiting him out. He's giving me all the avoidance signs. And then my husband's at home. He actually delivered lunch to me. So I actually eat my lunch next to him because I told my husband, I'm not leaving this room till I get the behavior that I like. I'm very committed to help this dog, and this dog really, really needs it. And no one ever able to give to him, and I want to give that to him. So, and finally, after all that, I believe he's physically really, really tired. He had to switch his paws when he's sitting because I think it's more than likely his paws start getting numb just by sitting for so long. And finally, I think I didn't time it, but my husband told me I was in that room at least for an hour and a half, probably 2 hours, sit next to him. He finally laid down. Okay. And I can feel for him, he's like, oh, finally. And then that's actually when I left the room. So we removed pressure from him. So me being there, that's pressure. Okay. So, and I tell him, you have to cope with this. You have to let it go when I'm here. You need to learn that. And he finally showed me the next, what I call relaxation sign, is to lay down. That's all. And here's the thing, when I talk about don't use obedience for behavior challenges, I didn't ask him to lay down. I waited out because that decision had to come from him. And I don't care if that's physically waited out or mentally waited out. That decision come from him. He decided, okay, I had to let it go. And maybe that's because he physically couldn't do it anymore. But with that behavior, the laying down behavior is proven in his mind, he had to let it go. Okay, his mind is like, okay, I had to let it go. And then that moment he let it go, he lay down. And I removed myself from the environment. I basically like, okay, I removed that pressure. And in a way, it's rewarding him to offer me, in a way, his relaxation. Okay. I basically, like he said, it's almost like it's a entire time it's silent, and besides the time I tell him what to do when he give me the stare, I ask him to do avoidance, to give me easy eyes. Now, I didn't ask him to do anything special. I basically like, well, you need to figure it out. I'm here. And what you can do to get what you want. Now he's thinking in turn, I stare at you, will you go away? Right? If I'm sitting here long enough, will you go away? And then he finally let it all out. He finally relax, lay down, let the tense down a notch. Actually, probably more than one notch, multiple notches. Okay, finally let it go. And then that's the time I went away. I basically tell him, not tell him, right? Using my body language to tell him basically, that's the reward. That's what I want from you. You want me to go away? Let it go. Okay. And then since then, through the entire 4 days with me, he's mainly laying down every time I'm in and out the kennel room. He's no longer getting that tense ever. He's not getting there anymore. So that's mainly the first day, what I did with him. Then I emailed both of his parents, doggy parents. I tell them what happened. He did attack me, he actually bit me. But I also told parents, I said, I'm not giving him up yet. And as long as they are committed and comfortable, I'm keeping him for the next 3.5 days. I'm going to try my best to get the most of those days. So parents actually email me and text me to tell me that the reason they worked with me at the first place, they want to help the dog get through this. So they're really committed, and they told me, keep the dog, please keep working with him. And for the day, we did, my husband actually helped me to put leash on him. That was a little tough. I'll talk about that on the next part of the video about putting leash on him. We actually took just a little trouble to take leash off him as well. Because he still trying to bite if your hands and the leash in the kennel. He got really tense still. So anyhow, this is part 3 of the video. Hopefully today I have time to record part 4. If not, it will be tomorrow. Bye guys.